This is the ABC Evening News with Harry Reasoner and Barbara Walters.
Good evening. Our top stories: General Motors predicts no 1978 cars unless clean air standards change. The Postal Service moves ahead toward 13-cent first-class mail for individuals, 16 cents for business.
Also, Transportation Secretary Brock Adams says no oil will flow in Alaska until he's sure it's safe. And a sixth name has entered the sweepstakes for FBI director.
I'm Howard K. Smith, and tonight I'll have a comment on will the Soviet Union survive till 1985?
There's the possibility tonight of a head-on collision between Congress and the auto industry. General Motors, for one, says unless the clean air law is changed and quickly, it's possible there may be no 1978 model GM cars. We have a report from Greg Dobbs in Detroit.
The key to the problem is this. In 1970, Congress told automakers to clean up auto exhaust, the deadline under that law applying to 1978 models. The industry said back then that technologically the deadline came too soon. And now, with 78 models due to be built within a month, the industry says it still can't obey that law.
We can't build or ship automobiles unless they comply with the law, and we're not prepared to do that.
That was the president of General Motors saying, in effect, these 1977 cars may be among the last GM turns out if Congress doesn't soon soften its clean air standards. The other U.S. automakers say they share his fear. The urgency comes with the timing. Congress could go into its traditional summer recess early next month without giving the industry new clean air standards to build by. And then?
Based on anything we know today, there's no alternative except to close our plants, lay our people off, and of course, we think that's absolutely unnecessary, and it shouldn't happen, and hopefully it won't.
It appears right now that the automakers are holding a gun to Congress's head and that it may go off. And then there would be massive plant closings across the U.S., and the nation's economy may be seriously disrupted. Greg Dobbs, ABC News, Detroit.
A spokesman for Ford acknowledged that the situation presents a major problem for most 1978 models, although Ford will make some new small cars and simply label them 77s to get around the hang-up. A Chrysler official wouldn't predict how production might be affected and said, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. In Congress, the bridge they're trying to achieve is between differing Senate and House versions of the Clean Air Act. Senator Gary Hart of Colorado was asked how sympathetic he is to the General Motors position.
Very sympathetic, and I was sympathetic a year ago, and that's why we had that bill ready to go. What I don't understand is how, on the one hand, the spokesman for the industry can claim that Congress is dragging its feet and then have participated in an effort to kill a bill which did, in fact, give them relief a year ago.
In Alaska, pipeline officials are hoping they can resume pumping oil soon by bypassing the pumping station that blew up last Friday. But in Washington today, Transportation Secretary Brock Adams said not a single drop will flow until he's convinced that the bypass operation is 100% safe. Stephen Gear has the latest from Alaska.
Oil is likely to be flowing through this pipeline again in the very near future, unless the government safety concerns expressed by Secretary Adams cause a delay. Although Friday's explosion and fire destroyed the pump building and all its equipment at pumping station number 8, the pipeline itself apparently was not damaged, nor was there damage to the manifold building through which the pipeline runs. This is only one of 12 pumping stations on the 800-mile pipeline, and officials of Alyeska, the pipeline company, believe the oil flow can be resumed simply by bypassing the destroyed pumping equipment. Yesterday, Alyeska officials said the flow can probably be resumed safely this week. Today, we asked Alyeska spokesman Larry Carpenter if there is reason for the safety concern voiced by Secretary Adams.
Of course there is, and there is in terms of other federal and state agencies too. All will be concerned about the safety, as will Alyeska, and we can assure you that we'll move as a pipeline company with the utmost caution.
While deploring the tragedy that killed one worker and injured 5 others, company officials emphasized that environmental damage was minimal. The explosion occurred during the routine removal of a pump filter. Oil sprayed out from a valve that should have been closed, and Alyeska contends there was no evident equipment failure, but that there was human error. This is very much what the pump building looked like before the disaster. These pictures were taken by ABC News on June 19th at pumping station number 1 at Prudhoe Bay, but the equipment is almost identical. To avoid a repetition of human error, the company today is rebriefing all pump station employees on safety procedures, but spokesman Carpenter defends